Okay. All right. Good evening, ladies and DeGents. Welcome back to the Distinguished DeGents podcast. I'm one half of the Distinguished DeGents. I am Steve. Big Bucks Beta. Not feeling like Big Bucks this week, unfortunately, but joining us with us, hopefully, is my partner in crime, my other co-host. It's Jason Money Mansmann. Jason, I basically got lucky to break even. This week, there's so much we need to go over.
Yeah, I was lucky to still have a betting account. Let's just say it. 0-5 on the contest. That'll give you an idea of how I did ATS this week. 0-5. I was dead anyway. Now I am really, really dead. So that was bad.
Did you just say you went 0-5 in the contest?
Yep.
That is just that's a killer. That's a killer. That's all I can really muster that up to.
It was not what you want. Not what you want. And I didn't do much better ATS. Thank God for alternate spreads, because it's the only reason I didn't lose every bet I made, because it was horrible.
Yeah, I basically got, like, looking at my records here and my picks, like, first of all, DeGents, we're going to make sure to short this and make this a bit. Three things we're going to have to really talk about tonight. The first one being accountability. We went on Twitter. We finally made a post again. I gave out some pretty bad best bets looking back. Would I make most of those picks again? Probably. But God, just the way that game went, a lot of these games went. I can't say and do a gambling podcast and not take some punishment. So I know we had the Blaze bet, but when we go do the recaps and we go over some of these games and we figure out what the fuck happened, I think it's time for some self-punishment. So I brought your best friend out. It's the Blaze.
Yeah, I was going to say, and viewers, if you think I'm getting off easy, wait, there will be another Sunday Blaze video. When Big Bucks brings the Blaze to me, there will be a Sunday Blaze video.
There's some punishment, some self-punishment. Some
it's getting so bad, I might get my own bottle of Blaze for this weekend, and just as punishment, I have to just drink nothing but Blaze. Like,
God,
that might happen. Like, that might.
I will say, at the end of the day, my numbers. I normally get this out at the end of the show, but just to give you guys an idea of how I did, 5-8 ATS, but I went 7-6 on the money line, 8-5 on the over-unders.
Oh, good over-under week.
Sorry, 9-4, not 8-5, 9-4. So, I mean, yeah, really good over-under week for me, but, like, did I play enough of those? No. Was I more confident on the spreads? Yeah. Did I win? I was lucky to break even. And literally, like, I did the math. It was like chump change in minus. And, like, literally, like, you look at my betting accounts, it just looks like I moved it from one to another.
Yeah, that definitely happened. Yeah, so maybe the ATS week was bad. The Lions, lucky to cover by a half a point. I gave out Tampa as a late play because they had gone to 3.5. Of course, they win by 3. Like, I mean,
we'll get to that game. I definitely want to. That was a disgusting.
Yeah,
that was a disgusting.
Actually, my over of the week and under of the week both hit. Actually,
as did mine. Ironically enough, that was like my only two good bets that hit were my over and my unders. But
yeah. So
continue. What were those games? I know we're gonna get into it, but
shit, yeah, they were. Oh, geez, I'm trying to remember. The under of the game was my over was Panthers Bucks. Actually, that was a low number, 37. They just creeped over that, and my under was the very low scoring game, Atlanta, New York, which was way under.
That was our dual under bet.
Yeah, our dual under of the week. So, yeah, Atlanta Jets.
That
was good. Yeah, Atlanta Jets was one of the few games I profited on because I was on the spread and over under. The over in the Tampa Panthers game hit, which was good, but yeah, not a lot of green on the board for me.
Yeah, I was a Bijan Robinson touchdown away from hitting an 8-1 same game parlay, and then I was also a Bijan Robinson touchdown away from hitting a 300-1 same game parlay, but I'd also missed because the Titans fucking blew it too. Like I said, folks, we got a lot to get into. Not a lot of crazy big bets that I hit this week, but fortunately enough to break even. Like I said, we already. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, we'll get into it, but why does it feel like the games themselves haven't been the biggest news the past couple of days?
These matchups were just so like funky to begin with, and even when we were handicapping them, we just were kind of like looking at trends and odds. We weren't really looking at the teams themselves. Like that's what normally your go-to is, just like, where's this team? What are they doing right now? But like last week was very much a just like system play, go by the numbers, and they just kind of shat all over that. I don't know how well the books did. You're better at looking that all that up, but I heard a lot of sharps got wrecked.
Yeah, sharps got wrecked. The favorite, they did well because Sunday was a lot of favorites. So all the public was on the Niners. They hit a lot of favorites hit. So whenever a lot of favorites hit, the public's generally going to do well. So it was another good week for the public. Not such a good week for Money Mansmann.
No. Final note, we had a big feeling that it was going to be an underdog week. It definitely wasn't. I want to say it was only 3 underdogs that covered: Seattle, Arizona, and I'm looking here. Oh, and Jacksonville. Oh, no, it was 4.
Yeah,
Cincinnati, Green
and
Bay,
Pittsburgh,
Seattle,
Green Bay. Green Bay.
And Arizona. Yeah, so all the primetime games, the dogs covered in Arizona.
Yep, and I bet all the favorites in the primetime games and all the dogs in 1 and 4 o'clock. So that was my week right there.
That's pretty rough. But we already did the Thursday game. Let's just get the dog shit game of the week over with. And we saw this coming, but Jesus fucking Christ, could this not have been any bigger of a snooze fest? The Patriots and the LA Chargers had a big AFC matchup in Foxborough. Chargers did cover 5.5. They won 6-0. Like, and
they hit 2 Juan Soto before he gets traded to the Yankees. Hit 2 3-run home runs for LA.
Oh boy, I almost dropped my mic just because of
Bailey Zappi pitched the shutout.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi, and I guess this is going to be the general theme. Teams, I think, next year are going to be really looking into investing backup quarterbacks because, and again, we have a lot of games to get through with this situation, but you're starting to see teams with like a decent backup or even a veteran presence. You just see the difference between them and guys like Bailey Zappi and Tim Boyle. We'll get into Joe Flacco and like make the comparison, but I think that's just enough to say as it is. Like, you look at those 3, it's like night and day. Bailey Zappi pitches a shutout. The Chargers, Brandon Staley, suck out of a road cover.
Good thing he's calling that defense. There you go.
I mean, like, this is just like a typical Pats game. Great defense. They're still keeping opponents to low scoring numbers respectively, but their offense is just like fucking drier than a nun's twat. I don't know what else to fucking compare it to, because like I literally saw a stat where it was like the Browns 0-16 team averaged like 14.8 points per game. The Patriots are on pace to break that. They're at like 12.3.
Jeez.
Or something like that.
Right.
That's how bad this offense is.
Yeah, I mean, they're not NFL they're not in. There's two teams in football that don't have NFL offenses. The Patriots are one of them. I mean, that was hilarious that the Chargers covered 5.5, winning 6-0. What a joke!
What Brandon Staley? How do you keep how does he still get?
Well, they won a game. Their season lives for another week. Although they're in the AFC.
They're 5-7. They're 5. Oh, and by the way, the Patriots are still not out of playoff contention. There is a possibility they can make a wild card at 7-10.
Yeah, sure. Are they going to play on Madden? Are they going to change the difficulty to easy?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it happening. But
are they going to make edits to the creator player? Boost Bailey Zappi stats to 99. I mean, they're terrible. that game was like, I can't tell you anything that happened in that game because every time you looked at it, they were punting. That was horrible.
And the funny thing was, I literally had like my freaking war room set up. So I had the CBS game on, I had Red Zone on, and I had 3 of the other games on. And I literally, by every quarter, I was switching the games out except for the Broncos. And like, not once did I really even look at this game. And I just kept looking like, okay, they'll pop up on Red Zone. I'll keep. And literally, it was like the fourth quarter. And I was like, I haven't seen a single thing with the Chargers and Patriots. Let me like look at my phone. And it was like 6-0. And I was like, wasn't it 6-0 like in the half? Like, did neither of these teams get in the red zone? Sure as shit. No team made it in the red zone up until like later in the game, and they still did fucking nothing. Yeah. I don't even fucking know what to make of either team at this point that we haven't already said.
Yeah.
Like, it literally proved nothing.
Yeah, that was game 1 that killed my fantasy football season because Ramondre Stevenson got hurt in the first quarter. And
that's right. Now it's Ezekiel Elliott in it running back.
And he didn't do all that. I mean, obviously you score 0 points. Nobody really did much of anything for the Patriots.
No, I will say I'm looking forward to seeing what he does on Thursday night. I think he could have a monster game, but he is going up against the Steelers. And it looks like the Chargers are at home against my Denver Broncos.
Oh, boy.
So it's going to be...
Just try not to break anything.
Well, here's the problem. We have the Chiefs and the Bills and the Broncos Chargers on at 4:00 at the same time.
We're going to need to get the pillows ready, seriously.
I think we just need to like find a safe room and like just straight jacket.
Good Lord.
This could be ugly.
I mean, yeah, this could be the week where like fucking shit goes nuts up.
Oh man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also like not looking forward to it.
I'm not getting mad this time. I'm not getting mad. But anyway.
I might get mad. Like I said, the problem with Denver, it's like, it's not that they lose. It's just how they do it. They just find new miraculous ways to fuck up. We'll get into them here shortly, but for now, we got to move on. This was like the longest 1:00 game I've seen in a while. And not because of overtime. It was because of fucking storms. Pittsburgh hosted Arizona. Not like it really fucking mattered, though. They lost 24-7. It looks like, oh, you know what? I forgot to put the scores up. That's my fault.
Yeah, like 24.
24-10. 24-10. There we go. Yeah, this was a game. Kenny Pickett is now out. Mitch Trubisky is now in. Kyler Murray finally wins a road game. And Pittsburgh once again lays an egg against an NFC team at home.
Pittsburgh is so bad. They're just not a good team. That's my takeaway from that game. Like
you said, they were the most fraudulent 7-4 team. Right?
Yeah,
I think is what you said.
I should have stuck with my original handicap when I was all over the Steelers. But yeah, I mean, God, their offense is just terrible. They're just terrible. Terrible football team.
I keep forgetting this.
The playoffs. Like, we're going to watch the Steelers in the fucking playoffs.
Here's what's going to happen. It's going to be Chiefs, Steelers, divisional round or wild card once again. And it's going to be like that Big Ben game. It's going to be like 50-10. And it's just going to be unbearable to watch. It's going to be no good.
Yeah, the Chiefs will find their offense and suddenly remember how to play football and score like a 70 spot or something on the Steelers.
no idea how to back Pittsburgh going forward after that game, to be honest with you. I know they have an easy matchup against New England next week, but I just don't know. How do you lay, like, I guess getting ahead of ourselves, like, think about it this way. How do you lay points with Mitch Trubisky as a favorite?
Well, there you go. There's my Thursday night handicap for you.
There you go. No, but also, too, like, I will say, I did pretty much handicap this pretty close to perfect. I did pick the Steelers to win outright. But like I said, like, Pittsburgh's, like, one of these teams. You don't mind betting on them as an underdog. You don't mind betting on them with some points, depending on the matchup, depending on the divisional system play. But the minute you're laying big points with Tomlin and this team, you just can't do it anymore. Tomlin's head coaching is just not enough to get this team over the hump. And I think you're starting to see, like, with Big Ben, I know he was old. I know they had Matt Canada for that short time period. I know that, like, the man couldn't scramble to save his life, and there was just wondering, like, time to move on. You have Kenny Pickett. You had Mitch Trubisky starting for the first few weeks. Literally, it looks like the exact same offense that they have been running for, like, 3 years now. And you got to start wondering, like, is Mike Tomlin about to be on the hot seat here if, like, he doesn't get this offense going?
Well, maybe. I mean, I think Kenny Pickett, I don't know, man. He had a decent rookie season. He's been like horrible year 2. I don't know what you make of him. Year 3 could be a big year for Kenny Pickett and a big year for Mike Tomlin, because otherwise it's going to be another rebuild for the Steelers. I mean, let's be honest. The Steelers have no business being 7-4 or 7-5. And the fact that this is going to be a playoff team is just, like, absurd. Teams like, I mean, honestly, the Chiefs, Ravens are getting so lucky, because I think better teams like, I'm not going to say them, the Broncos may be out of it. Like, there are good teams that are going to be out of it, and you're going to see the Pittsburgh Steelers as like a wild card team, and they have no offense.
Teams like Houston right now, who are out of the playoffs, they might get bounced because of a bad start at the first half.
Yeah.
Or losing, or just straight up losing to the wrong team, not because of their record, but just because of a tiebreaker instance. And I mean, that's the beauty of the NFL. But at the same time, like, you start wondering if, like, oh, is Jacksonville not going to make the playoffs and not win the division because all of a sudden, they don't have their starting quarterback and they just get voted out by the committee? I don't know.
I can already
wins
tell
aren't
you,
good anymore.
AFC playoffs, you bet whatever the favorites are. I would just literally mindlessly bet the favorite to at least the 2 and 3 seeds, because there's some teams with big records that have no business having big records in the AFC.
Yeah.
No business.
100% agree there. Under hits in that game as well, under 40.5. Arizona gets the cover. This was a game moving forward. We got the Houston Texans. They get the win against my Denver Broncos. Looking at the score here, it was 17-22. Russell Wilson has another chance to get a 2-minute game-winning drive. They get some help from the stripes. They get into the red zone. Russell Wilson avoids a sack and just, without really thinking or scrambling, just heaves it in the end zone. Fuck it, Cortland Sutton must be out there, and throws his 3rd interception. I kind of had a bad feeling this was going to happen, but ultimately, what was my handicap? My handicap was that the Broncos needed to win the turnover battle, and what happened? Russell Wilson had more turnovers than CJ Stroud. Yeah. And Denver secondary, no fucking answer for Tank Dell.
No, Nico Collins. Tank Dell was part 2 of my fantasy football season ending, because he went down in the first quarter without a catch. That's okay, because Nico Collins, literally the only guy on the field. Let's just let him get 200 yards receiving. Literally.
Unbelievable. I mean, Denver, obviously it just sounds stupid to say you're not going to win games playing like that. But what I will counter with is you gave up a lot of yards, but Houston didn't really score too much. And the game was very much within reach the whole time with Denver. They just couldn't get the spark going on offense. Their run offense got held up by the Texans, which was shocking to see. And the next thing you know, Russell Wilson was struggling. And I think you're just starting to see what this Denver offense is. It's if you stop the run and make Russell Wilson throw, he's going to struggle. And if you shut down Courtland Sutton, there's no offense.
I just can't believe like how many bad offenses they are in football. Like,
yeah,
Denver's offense is just bad. That first half of that game, they couldn't fucking tie their shoes properly. Russell Wilson couldn't complete a pass. He was running for his life. They couldn't block. And I mean, I know Houston's defense is playing better, but does Houston have a good defense? Like, there's just so many bad teams on offense. And boy, that's a big loss for Denver. Like, that really felt like an AFC eliminator game. This could be, I could see Denver losing this week and being out of it. Denver's season might end tonight or this week.
Yeah, I think if you lose to the Chargers, you're out. Which sucks because like Denver had a chance to start the rebuild and offload, and they decided to commit. And for a while, it looked like the right move, and now it's just like you're back to square one again, where it's like, God, was this
that? I think you got a coach. Like, you definitely have a coach.
Yeah, but you're also stuck with Russell Wilson for a few years. Courtland Sutton is your best receiver. Let that sink in for a minute. Like, Jerry Jeudy's turning out to be a bust. You can't get Tim Patrick on the field to save his life before he tears an ACL. I mean, at some point, like, I'm not saying you have to rebuild, but it's just like, if one of your best offensive players right now is Garrett Bowles, I think you have a problem. And I like Garrett Bowles. On a personal level, I like Garrett Bowles. He had a lot of penalties early in his career, but he seems to have like finally figured it out like 7 years later. But now he's like one of the top left tackles in the league. But you like if that's your best player on offense or second best player, like you have to really like let that sink in and think about it.
Yeah. And Russell Wilson again, I mean, it's like he's okay. He's good, but it's not like for what you're paying him and what you traded and what you expected an elite quarterback, and you just don't have that.
No. That Walmart money when you pay with Walmart money, it turns out you get Walmart quality.
Yeah, you got a Walmart elite quarterback who's basically like middle of the road average.
Exactly. All right. Well, speaking of middle of the road and average, not the New Orleans Saints. They ended up losing to the Detroit Lions at home, 28-33, almost getting the backdoor cover at the 4.5. Detroit manages to hang on. They were up 21-0 early in the game. Saints looked like they were donezo. Derek Carr now out at quarterback right now on concussion protocol and injured ribs. It looks like at this point, Jameis Winston might be starting on Sunday. Has not been confirmed yet. This Detroit team and their defense is starting to crack.
Yeah, that's a big alarm bells with the Lions. They have not looked good the past 3 weeks.
No, they have not. The defense has not looked stellar. The offense with Jared Goff has looked like the Jared Goff offense we were used to seeing prior to his last few losses and close calls. But this defense is starting to be reminiscent of early 2022. Just not being able to stop the pass, letting the quarterback do whatever the fuck they want. New Orleans had no business being as close as they were.
Yeah,
Alvin Kamara randomly popping off.
That's what the Saints do. They lose close games and lose. I don't know. They're just losers. I'm glad I bet against them. I'm ready to fade. I've accepted the fact that you're going to get your Yingling Kaser. Like, that's over.
That'll be nice.
Just fading. It's just like I'm fading the Saints. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you with the Cardinals last year. Like, there comes a certain point. It's like, you know what? I'm going to get on the other side of this and just start fading. And, yeah, the Saints suck. They're terrible. They suck.
Yeah, Saints are currently third in the division. It looks like currently they are sitting at 5-7. They'd have to win out at this point for you to win the bet. So,
yeah, okay.
It's not over till it's over.
How about they win a game?
Yeah, that's
Can they
true.
win a game? I don't think they can win a game. They're terrible. I mean, they suck. They're terrible.
Well, next week they get some class relief. They're at home again, but they get Carolina this time around. Do you think it makes a difference?
No. I think they're favorites again. Like anyone
5.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, anyone wants to fucking lay points with New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll give you the final five. I mean, we're not talking about covering. I'm just talking about outright wins. 2 home games back to back. They get the Panthers and the Giants. Winnable.
I mean, okay, maybe.
Then they have to travel to LA and play the Rams.
Yeah, nope, that's it. That's the tie.
And then they have to travel to Tampa Bay.
They're losing that game, so there you go. You've won.
And then they're at home against the Falcons.
Oh, they have. They
could win.
I give them zero chance against the. I give them zero chance against the Falcons. Zero.
Well, I'm looking forward to the beer at least. I mean,
I'm not winning the bet.
Here.
I mean, it would take a miracle to get 9, which I guess is like, unless Jameis comes in and is like completely different. But let's be honest. I mean, they may not win another game. I mean, they might lose this week. They're bad. They're bad.
Yeah, Detroit. I'm looking to see what they are next week, and literally 3-point favorites at Chicago. Are the books saying that Chicago is better than the Saints?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to. No, I think you know what it is. I think the Lions keep getting downgraded because of their struggles on defense. And they won a crazy game last time. Yeah, I don't know, man. You're really buying high on Chicago, selling low on the Lions. That number.
Yeah, not sure what to make of that line yet. Haven't completely handicapped it yet, but I think I know where I want to go with it. Be on the lookout for that on Friday. That was my over of the week, over 47. When you get 21 in the first quarter, I mean, it eventually almost becomes a no sweat, but then it was like, I think by the third quarter it hit. And then eventually, you lose track, but you just count the green. So that was the nice hit I got that week. Oh fuck, you know what? I forgot. I did make my Broncos my dog of the week. I totally forgot about that. So
my God, you're doing Blaze. I'm gonna go like, yeah, you know what? I'm just drinking Blaze like Sunday.
I mean, this
the only one.
I got away from this. This is the lesson I learned. I made my favorite team a best bet, and that's like a cardinal sin in my book. I don't make the Broncos any type of best bet. I normally never do. And last week I went against that, and I said, you know what? I got cute with them against the Bills when I made them a fade of the week. Now and then I was like, yeah, they could be dog of the week against the Texans in a road spot. Like, yeah, I'll do. No, fucking.
I really thought Denver was gonna do it too.
They almost did.
I'm like so looking to fade the Texans now, and it's just there's no opportunity.
No.
Maybe people will be running to bet the Jets again this week. Seeing as they do that every fucking week. How many weeks have this drive? Are we to the Jets yet?
No, is there something? I'm going to get to that, but I just want, you know what? Hang on. I want to see if there's the spot. We're getting into it. So we got 2 more games. Hold that thought, because I have a rant I need to rage about. Speaking of them. All right, moving on. Titans, Colts. They end up going into overtime. Titans kick a field goal to take the lead. Colts end up getting the win with the touchdown. They win 31-28. Titans were a pretty public dog at home. I thought it was the right side the whole time. Not that it was ever in question. It was actually like a really good game.
Yeah, that
Titans
was
just gave it up right at the end. Unbelievable way to lose. Punt block, and then I think they threw a fucking pick.
The 2 punt blocks were like, I mean,
that's right.
I mean, this is just how I lose games in 2023. I mean, I I never seem to win a coin flip game ever. Like the Lions were up by 70 and almost blew it. It's like the one game I had was when the Lions got that late fucking bullshit safety. But like other than that, you get those all the time, and my luck has turned to the point where I get nothing. Like it's just so crazy. Like the Titans,
Yeah.
100%. Like I thought they were going to win the game, but the 2 plump blocks, they missed the field goal. They just did what bad teams do. They find a way to lose a game. Still like them at home, though. I'd look for the Titans every time they're at home because they play much better at home. Good win for Indianapolis, I guess, to persevere.
Yeah.
But that
was probably the playoff clincher for the Colts, if truth be told. And
7
honestly,
and 5, they're looking good.
I'll let you continue talking about the Colts if you have anything.
Oh, no,
I want to look
I'm
up. My last take was basically not that the Titans really found a new way to lose. I think it was just an unfortunate circumstance. But oh my God, that is insane. The Colts are plus 470 to win the division right now.
Oh, wow.
I mean, what's the difference at this point? I know the Jags don't have too many losses. They're 8 bro, it's a 1-game flip.
Did the Jags beat? Well, the Jags, I think, did they beat Indianapolis twice? They might have that might be why.
Yeah, but I mean, the Jags have the Ravens, the Browns, the Titans again, the Bucks, the Pan. I mean,
you don't know how long. T-Law is going to be out.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air. I'll say that. That's tempting.
Wow. I mean, now would be the time to move on it if you're going to move on it.
Well, especially, too, if you already have a futures bet on Jacksonville to win the division, this is your time to hedge. You're getting plus money on the other teams. You need to hedge now. That's my advice. Got to throw that out there, too. But
definitely.
I mean, honestly, like with the Colts and the Titans, I mean, this was a closer matchup than I expected. Gardner Minshew, I think just every week, it's kind of like the Jacksonville situation. Every time I try to fade the Colts, they prove me wrong. Every time I bet the Colts, it's like a coin toss. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But I just maybe got to stop fading the Colts. Maybe this Colts team knows what they're doing, and Gardner Minshew is just a serviceable enough quarterback to get them the win. And again, like you're starting to see veteran presence versus these rookies who just sit on the bench for a few years that aren't that good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these teams are going to look to get a Gardner Minshew.
Rebuild because you could always go to Richardson next year. He'll be back from injury waiting in the wings. But, I mean, the Colts are really set up now. I mean, I think they're having a good year. I don't know. It's so hard. Like, the Colts seem like one of the few teams in football that has an offense that could score. Seems like there's no team with an offense except, like, Miami and maybe Baltimore half of the time. It's like the Colts feel like one of the only other teams in the AFC with, like, an actual fucking offense. So
they've scored 27 or more in 4 of their last 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they could run the ball.
Right.
They could pass the ball. They're a sneaky dark horse team. I mean, knowing them, they'll probably get bounced first round of the playoffs. But, I mean,
they might,
sneaky team. Key point is, are they going to get a dome? I mean, that's the big sort of disadvantage. They're probably going to be on the road, if they're playing Baltimore or whatever. So that makes it a little
they're on a bit of a road stretch here. They go to Cincinnati next week, but after that, 3 of their last 4 are at home. Pittsburgh, Vegas, Houston. And then they have one last road game in Atlanta, a dome.
I mean, bro, you could make the case for a Colts division play.
You know what? Like, I normally don't do this, but I think I'm going to hit it. I might flick a chip or two. I think I'm going to have, like...
Yeah, I can't follow
at this point is a hedge.
I can't follow you for that. I might actually, when we're done, I may flick a chip as well.
Yeah, you're right. I think I'll wait. I'll wait and check the books to see where I can get the best odds. You always want to do that. But, I mean, that's half tempting right there. So, Titans, like, I had them as a pick too, but I think they're done. That was just a playoff
Well, they've been
ender for
done.
them.
They're really sort of done anyway. You know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
played well at home. You saw some good things from Will Levis. That's really all you're looking for out of the Titans.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're the Titans, you're 4-8. I think you're looking to like get close to 500 as much as you can. Call it a day.
Yep. You're looking to do some positive things to regroup for next year.
All right. I got a lot we need to talk about on this one. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets.
Geez.
The Falcons win 13-8. The Jets lose another one with Tim Boyle. They benched him. Oh, no, before that, he got benched for Trevor Siemian. I have like so many rants we could go on here, but I'll start with this. The Jets are pure dumpster fire. And it could be Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. I don't even want to go through the list. Aaron Rodgers. I don't care. The Jets are losers. They proved with Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle, it does not matter who is at quarterback. That team is bad. That O-line is trash.
Yeah. And
that Jets team cannot win.
How you don't have any backup quarterbacks in the event Aaron Rodgers goes down? I mean, their backups are, and we talk about it. I mean, you look at it. Joe Flacco played serviceable. Jake Browning won a game on Monday Night Football. Josh Dobbs, we know. Gardner Minshew, we know. Even P.J. Walker has had some limited success.
Tyler Huntley for the Ravens has had limited success, and he continues to stay on the team. You know why? Because the Ravens know. He knows the playbook. He's a serviceable backup. He can game manage, and we can invest in him. And the Ravens found out very early on investing in a backup quarterback pays its dividends. Now that Lamar's been, knock on wood, he's been pretty healthy this year. We're getting to the point where that might come into question coming up. But what I will say is that, like, you see these teams, serviceable, decent backup quarterbacks makes the difference.
At least they have an NFL offense.
The Jets' O-line is such a dumpster fire. I don't think it matters if you put Tom Brady back there. He's not doing shit either. The Jets are fucking awful. Awful at offense. And it's like I keep saying, this is argument number 2. I'm sick and fucking tired of these sharps. Week after week after week. Well, the Jets are getting plus points, and I think their defense is really good, and I think that they could keep this game really close. They have now lost 5 straight. They have not covered in 5 straight. Their defense cannot keep them in games anymore.
5 straight games that their defense couldn't win for them.
But and I watched another episode, and once again, another sharp is betting the Jets next week.
Are they out of their mind?
No, it gets worse, Mansmann. It gets worse. The fucking next game for the Jets at home against, I just had the team.
Houston.
It's Houston. Just coming off a win against Denver, by the way.
Oh, but it gets worse.
The line opens at 6. On FanDuel right now, it has dropped to 3.5.
Is CJ Stroud injured? Like, is that?
No.
Is he hurt?
Nope.
What?
Not that I can see. I'll check real quick.
Oh, because I know why. Because of the other thing, which people are thinking is good, but is really bad. Zach Wilson. Did you hear the story about Zach Wilson?
Oh, boy. No. Well, I did, but, I didn't.
Is that why? Oh, what did you say? Oh, boy. Is that because of CJ Stroud? He's hurt?
I'm wondering if it's because Tank Dell is out for the season.
Yeah, but we knew that. But that was known.
So the Sharps are literally basically the line open, and from what I hear from the Sharps, this number's too high. So they've just been betting it down.
Oh, and yeah. So, the defense is going to win another game for the Jets.
And what pisses
for the 6th straight week.
what this is getting to the point, it's just lazy bullshit handicapping. And don't get me wrong, me and you have had plenty of bad handicaps. We've had our fair share of like potentially lazy spots where we were like, I don't know what to do here. Or like our Monday night game, for example, we didn't really handicap it. We just said, fuck it. It's the Jags or nothing because it's a backup quarterback for Cincy. What's he going to do? The Jags are pretty good this year. Sometimes there's games you don't look much into it, and what happens? You lose to a backup quarterback. The Jets for the 6th week in a row are getting the same handicap treatment and it's fucking lazy, it's disgusting, and it's irresponsible.
I mean, it gets worse. Let me tell you the story of Zach Wilson. Why him starting, he will get booed off the fucking field. Literally, the Jets offense is going to go on the field, and this motherfucker is going to get booed off of it. Let me tell you the story, right?
Yeah.
Diana Rossini reports that the Jets wanted to go back early in the week, Monday. Jets wanted to go back to Zach Wilson, make him the starter. Report comes out. According to several sources, Zach Wilson told multiple people in the Jets, players, coaches, staff, etc., that he was reluctant to play for the Jets out of concerns about getting injured.
Yeah.
Reluctant to play. Robert Saleh delays his decision on who he's going to go to quarterback. Aaron Rodgers comes out later in the week. It's a chicken shit story, character assassination. Not really denying it, but basically like, this isn't what winning organizations do. We need to find out who the leakers are. Tim Boyle mysteriously is cut. Brett Rippon is signed. Was he a leaker? Who knows? Today,
Allegedly.
Zach Wilson is named the starter.
Let me pause you there. That's a good conspiracy theory, but what I have also heard was that Aaron Rodgers is now back on the 53-man roster. They had to cut a spot at quarterback. So Tim Boyle.
Okay. That may prevent the tinfoil hat. Oh, but here's how bad the Jets are, okay? So not only does Robert Saleh go and basically like, yeah, I'm starting Zach. Well, why'd you make the change? Well, I mean, I always thought that Zach gave us the best chance to win, but I put in the other guys because I was trying to spark the offense. Hello, why are you putting your best quarterback in to win? Like, you know how bad you sound? Oh, but it gets worse. Anyone who's a New York sports fan, Joe Benigno, talk show host, he gets on a show on WFAN in New York Tuesday afternoon. And he's like, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but let me tell you, I text with Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh sent me a text asking who I should play at quarterback. And I'm like, bro, I think you got to go back to that. Oh, it gets worse. After the news story broke, he's like, yeah, Robert Saleh goes to me. And he texts me and he's like, number 3, man, what the fuck? He read text messages on air that he shared with Robert Saleh. This is how bad the Jets are. This kid is getting booed off the field Sunday. And if you want to, if you bet the Jets, you're just begging to lose more money. This is the worst team in football. This is the worst coach, organization, general manager, quarterback who doesn't want to play.
Bro, I cannot fucking believe he's asking someone else who, not in the organization, who to fucking start. I'm, you know what? I'm half tempted. It's 3.5. I'm tempted to make this a mortgage bet. I really am. This is, bro, that is just bad.
I mean, how does the defense even play this week? If that's true, and he's like, yeah, I'm reluctant to play. I don't really want to start. I'm afraid of getting injured. If I'm a defensive player, my season is over. Why do I even go and try and tackle anybody? Why do I even try and tackle Nico Collins? Fuck this shit. Fuck this team.
Bro, I'm about to lay 4 units on this. That's how pissed I am. What can this number get lower? I mean,
maybe, bro. You gotta either like look it up. Joe Beningo, literally. Yeah, I text with the coach all the time, and he asked me specifically. He's like, "Yo, what should I do about the quarterback?" And he's like, "Bro, I think you got to go back to Zach." And then after the news broke, he was literally like, "Number 3, man. What the fuck?"
Number 3. You could get the Texans -4 at even money. Is there like something I'm missing? I mean, by the way, Zach Wilson, those injury concerns, he's been sacked 105 times in his career. The man cannot get guard to save his life. I mean, that just comes full circle. Like, the Jets have no O-line. He's going back out there essentially against his will. He's going to get booed out. They're going to bench him once again.
Bro, he misses one throw. They're going to start throwing beer cans at him. Like,
bro, Robert Saleh needs to go. That is a loser fucking mentality of a coach. Yeah, they're going to a fucking... What?
Their coach will be Hackett next year.
I can't fucking wait. I cannot fucking wait. Please let it happen. Yeah, end of the day, the Jets are just the most fucking disgraceful organization I think I've seen since the fucking Redskins.
Well, when we get to the Carolina game, we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, Sharps, you guys need to stop. Like, this shit's getting irresponsible. And I'll send you a video later just to go bring it full circle. Like, this shit is just getting irresponsible. Stop betting the fucking Jets. Under of the week, because we knew they had no offense. It was too fucking easy. Like, didn't sweat it once.
Nope.
Unbelievable. Okay. Oh, I gotta pour another one here. All right, you ready for this one? The Miami Dolphins. They go to Washington. Did they play a close game?
Nope.
No. They fucking murdered the Commanders here.
I don't know why this was your donkey play. This was your donkey play. I don't know what you were thinking here.
No, 100%. Totally agree with you. Biggest donkey fucking play of the week. The thought process was, I think it was the Dolphins were coming off already a big win. I forget who the fuck they played.
They played the Jets Black Friday. I think.
Oh, that's right. It was back-to-back. No, it was the Raiders.
No, it was the Jets. They played the Raiders before that. It was the Jets Black Friday, and then they played Washington.
Oh, it was basically like one team got their asses kicked the week before. One team just beat the shit out of the Jets. Washington's at home. It's a non-conference road spot. I figured like system play, and then I totally forgot to fucking realize, wait a minute, I'm betting against the Dolphins.
The bad thing in that game, real quick, because I don't have that much on it, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Bad thing in that game, we knew Washington had no defense, or at least I did. God, if their offense is going to struggle like that, yikes, you're going to have a lot of blowouts.
I played Miami's defense. So here was the problem. Hang on. By the way, guys, fucking fade of the week. What the fuck was I?
Oh, man. Bro, that does not make me that makes me dread this weekend. That does not look
okay.
Does not look good.
Okay.
Oh God.
So Ron Rivera, get fucked. That's my message. Get fucked, you fucking old hack. Give Eric Bieniemy the job. And I don't know if you heard this news. Carolina apparently is talking about approaching Eric Bieniemy for a head coaching position next year. So all of Washington is calling for Ron Rivera's head because they do not want to lose Bieniemy at OC.
No, he's done. He's done. He sucks.
He should. Yeah, not much else to say. Washington, you fucking suck. I can't believe I bet money on you. What a
Miami just scored a touchdown again.
Yeah, Miami next week, Monday Night Football. They host the Titans. Washington, I don't give a shit. Like, they fucking I don't even care. I think they're on the bye.
Doesn't matter. They'll lose that too. The bye will score 35 against them.
Oh wait, yeah, they're on the fucking bye. Like I don't give a shit. Like
bye week 35, Commanders 6.
Will they fire Ron Rivera during the bye? That's the only thing I could pray for. I can't believe I fucking did that. Oh, don't worry, folks. I have one more for you. Just wait. All right, we're finally in the 4:00 slate. Now we're into Carolina. They went to Tampa Bay. We handicapped this at 5.5. We picked the Tampa Bay Bucks. Panthers on the road. They suck. Bucks, they should be at home. This is class relief. The line dropped to 3.5 due to some injuries in the linebacker core for Tampa. I saw it go all the way to 3. I actually betted at 3 and pushed. And Tampa Bay, unfortunately, does not get the cover, not because lack of trying. Carolina got a 2-point conversion late in the 4th to make it a 3-point game. 5 minutes to go. Carolina gets the ball, 2-minute drive, and Bryce Young throws a pick on 4th down. Ends the game. All I really had to take away from this was really not Carolina. They did exactly what I expected them to do. Tampa Bay, I think you're starting to see that their offense is essentially just Mike Evans or nothing. And Carolina just had no answer to stopping Mike Evans in that game.
Yeah. Tampa just they seem like a team that's always going to play sort of close games regardless, unless their defense just gets completely demolished. Because it really felt like they should have won by more, and just I don't know, man. Like you said, it was their offense was Mike Evans or nothing, and they really have no run game to speak of, and just I don't know.
If you literally watch the game highlights clip of 10 minutes of footage, which think about that, there was a 60-minute game. They had 10 minutes of highlights. 9 minutes of it was Mike Evans throws.
Yeah, nobody else in the game did anything.
About 45 seconds was Adam Thielen. There was one Rachaad White run touchdown.
Yeah.
That's how bad this game was.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay, they're going on my fraud list. They literally, if you stop Mike Evans, Tampa has no fucking offense. And their defense, again, they played a shit team, and Carolina managed to keep it close. Yeah. Last note, Bryce Young, still a loser. He's got a long way to go. But I will say he's been playing a lot closer games lately than we were used to seeing. So I'm wondering if maybe the coaching change is starting to help him out slowly but surely. Will he be back next year? God only fucking knows. Do you have anything on this one?
Yeah, let me talk about the coaching change, because there's another report from The Athletic. Diana Rossini again. The dysfunction of the Carolina Panthers coaching staff and front office. As it was described in the article, they said that the staff was quote unquote like the Hunger Games. Here's what happened.
What?
So Tepper, the president of the Panthers, who is known for getting involved in football decisions when he shouldn't, when he hired Frank Reich, he wanted Frank Reich basically opened his checkbook and said, get the best and the brightest coaches from everywhere. And he also wanted him to keep a couple coaches from Matt Rule's staff. How it was described is that on defense, your old defensive coordinator hired most of the guys that he wanted.
Jairo Revero.
Yeah, and essentially had a coherent defensive staff. The offensive staff, it was described as the Hunger Games, where basically there were different factions in the offensive staff that had different ideas in terms of how the game should be run. So Frank Reich had Josh McCown, and I think a wide receivers coach or a running.
That's right.
Staley,
yeah.
Deuce Staley, who were his guys. But then there were also guys from the old regime that had different ideas. The coaching staff, their plan with Bryce Young was for year one to just get him used to making the reads in Frank Reich's offense to go and do that. Bryce Young was taking a ton of sacks, and people, the idea was, the belief is that like there were coaches literally texting the owner behind like everyone else's back to try and influence him into their way of thinking. And after that, the owner basically changed the complete plan and was like, the issue with him is footwork, because like the offensive line coach was complaining about like his footwork and why he was taking so many sacks to try and like save his own ass. So then all of a sudden he went to the coach and was like, look, his footwork is no good. I need to see some improvement. So then middle of the year, they started trying to change his footwork. And after the Dallas game, when he got sacked like 50,000 times, how it was described was basically that like coaches were like texting ownership behind each other's back, basically just trying to not be blamed for the shit show and keep a job. And then it was basically like the Hunger Games. So
Jesus
the
fucking
Jets have
Christ.
found their competition for dysfunctional franchise. And literally when the new interim coach came in, Deuce Staley and Josh McCown, Frank Reich's guys, both got fired.
That's fucking I don't even know what to fucking make of that. That is just pure like high school immature bullshit is what comes to mind. This is supposed to be like a professional fucking sports league. And this high school drama, God, I mean.
Oh, even worse. There's rumors that coaches are texting. You know Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Lions? He's actually from the Carolina area and is believed to be like someone that the Panthers would want to hire as coaches. Supposedly, there are staff members in Carolina who have been texting Ben Johnson on the DL, telling him like not to go there because the situation's so dysfunctional.
Jesus Christ.
What a fucking dumpster fire organization.
God, Jets versus Panthers. Loser gets relegated to the XFL.
Honestly, well, let's get the Roughnecks in. I'll take the Roughnecks. They could have the Jets and Panthers.
I'd be down for that. All right. I got nothing else with that game.
Yeah, next.
Well, this was the game of the week.
No, it wasn't.
It was the Niners went to Philadelphia. They had their quarterback this time, and I don't know if I want to sit here and be like, yeah, it made a difference, but I mean, they fucking won 42-19. Won and covered like it literally wasn't even close to a
Yeah, it wasn't even really a game. Yeah.
But you know what? Like, I think the overreaction here was this was the Eagles. I think they said it was the third tough fucking game they had. It was the Bills, then the Chiefs, and now they had fucking the Niners coming in, and like the Eagles just had an overtime game. Like, this was what I was concerned of, and this is what pisses me off. Like, half of I listened back to our episode. Half my handicap was there's a lot of reasons you need to take the Niners. You really should take the Niners. And then I just was like, you know what? No, the Eagles are at home. I'm just gonna take the Eagles.
Yeah, see, I still didn't think the number was correct, but I guess I was wrong because I guess the Niners are just like clearly the best team in the NFC. I mean, they definitely showed it.
I disagree with that. And that's what everybody's been saying. I know it's kind of hard to refute, but like my problem with that was like the Niners were literally coming off like 3 fucking cream puffs. I think they played the fucking Seahawks. Then they got 10 days rest. You got the Eagles. I'm not going to say the Eagles at their worst, but like you got the Eagles like in a pretty rough spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Give the Eagles a week off and then go play them. I don't think you get the same game. I don't think Deebo Samuel goes off for 3 touchdowns.
What do you think about the early line? I saw Eagles +3 in Dallas, which was kind of shocking.
I think it makes sense. Makes sense for what's going on. Dallas has been playing really good against shit teams. They're at home. Philadelphia
so you think the
on
same
the road.
thing. They're rested and the Eagles are worn out after.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, that's hard. It's not even really a game you could talk about that much just because
Dallas played very close the first time around in Philadelphia, and now they're home.
Yeah, that game was over fast. That thing was like a no sweat. That was a no sweat loser, meaning you didn't even have to sweat because you knew you lost.
No sweat loser, no sweat winner. I mean, if you had the Niners, congratulations. You guys were the fucking sharp ones this week because me and Money Mansmann did not pick the fucking Niners. We were all over the Eagles, and boy, were we fucking wrong. Like, I mean, that's all we can really say. And I wish I had like a better recap response to that, but like sometimes you're just dead wrong, and that
was my donkey play of the day, just because like how could it not be? I mean, you lose by 30 and never really close. And yeah, I should have paid more attention to the spot, and I got a little too carried away with the numbers, and maybe because they beat the Bills the week before, I was a little too emotional. I'll admit that. And yeah, that was a walkover.
Yeah. Eagles did get the over though, 47.5. Probably because the Niners got fucking most of those points, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to introduce it. I'll step away real quick, but I'm going to be able to hear you. I need to hear what you were thinking, what your thought process was during the game, how you were feeling after. But yeah, this was our double blaze bet. It was the Cleveland Browns traveling to the LA Rams. Rams only laid 3.5. They get the win. They get the cover. 36. Joe Flacco and the Browns, 19.
I mean, when you put it that way, look, okay. So yeah,
now that I introduced it, tell us what really happened. Tell us how you really feel.
You go do your thing. Look, like the whole point of the Blaze bet was more for you, because I just wanted, if, as confident as you were, if the Rams really did lay an egg, which honestly, I mean, I don't want to say they laid an egg. I was very surprised more at how proficient Flacco played. I just wanted to see you take your blaze of misery. So obviously I'll own it. I'll take it like I did the bet. It was actually a close game. Like Joe Flacco came out first half. It was like a 3-point game. The Browns were right in it, and they just couldn't get a big stop on defense. You are 100% right about that part of the handicap. Like it was surprising because the Browns defense really, again, another struggle on the road. I think that was really good work by you, something to keep track of, because the Browns defense really seems to be struggling on the road. The addition of Kyron Williams, big addition for the Rams, but it was surprising because, I mean, there was hope, like really until the last drive. They were in that game for, most of the game within like 7 points. It got ugly late. I think Flacco had like a fumble or a pick, or there was some type of turnover that led to the last touchdown to sort of make it look like completely disgusting. But it was actually a closer game. And I'll tell you, man, you got to give Joe Flacco credit. Obviously, he didn't get the win. But, man, for coming off, like, essentially out of retirement, off the couch, and doing what he did, mad props to him.
Yeah, I'll be fair here. There was the Joe Flacco angle. I don't know if I want to sit here and say I was wrong. I may have overreacted, though. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Stupid fucking YouTube. Anyways, no, I think I overreacted, and I think it was just, you have to remember, I saw him for 3 years, 2 years with the Jets.
I mean, but again, I think we're learning that's how bad the Jets are.
Yeah, that was after this Cleveland game, after what I've seen with it, like, that's just how bad the Jets are. Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, give Joe Flacco his flowers. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Guy's still a loser technically, but you know what? Like, part of the handicap was that he was going to suck. I was wrong about that. And I'll fully admit that. Yeah, he threw an interception, but it wasn't like it was a terrible pick six.
Yeah, it was. I think it was late in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. 23 for 44, 254, 2 touchdowns. I mean, what more can you ask for a guy who just came off the couch? Yeah. And if you look at the scoring thing too, like Cleveland was on the board for a 7-0. They were only down by 7 going into the fourth. They were down by 1. It was 19-20. And then the game just sort of got out of hand out of nowhere. And Cleveland's defense just sort of gave up at the end. Pretty unfortunate. Not looking towards the Rams next week. They go to Baltimore, and Cleveland, they're now laying 3. I think they were a 3-point dog originally going up against Jacksonville. Now they're laying 3.
Well,
so
yeah, different. It's a different world than we were living in 30 seconds ago.
Amen to that. But no, like this was Rams have now won 2 in a row. They look like they're potentially going to be back in the hunt for the playoffs. 6-6, and still a lot of football left to go. So
yeah, I'll tell you, man, the Rams look like a playoff team. I really think the Rams are. It's shocking to me because the Sharps were. This kills me because the Sharps were really low on them, and that was like a team that I felt like, boy, they're saying they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't know if I buy that. I mean, this is a playoff team, I think. All right, I'm going to do the reverse of what you just did. So you introduce the next game, and I'll be back.
Sure. All right, buddy. It's the Sunday night game. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They hosted the Green Bay Packers. Boy, oh boy, did Jordan Love have his best game of his career. Green Bay 27, the Chiefs 19. Once again, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, they had ample opportunity to keep this close. It just seemed like Patrick Mahomes and this offense is dried up. 2-minute drill. They had a play call. They had a non-pass interference call. I believe that it was a non-pass interference, but I just think that when you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to eat some of those calls every now and then. Sometimes you just got to make the better play. Mahomes had opportunity to tie it up. This time he couldn't get it done. And you got to start wondering if this fucking Kansas City team is going to be worth the bet anymore, because they've now lost 2 in a row in primetime opportunities. They just don't seem to be the same fucking team that we've been used to seeing for the past few years. I am pretty down on the fucking Chiefs, but I think at the same time, you have to give Jordan Love his flowers. Man threw 3 touchdowns, had a damn near perfect game. And I think my handicap about the Chiefs' new offensive coordinator, Matt fucking Nagy, compared to Eric Bieniemy, I just think the more and more we see, the more and more I think I was right, and that this Chiefs offense is just essentially dwindled up, and now they just can't fucking get their shit together. And the Chiefs defense can just only do so much. But when Jordan Love has a perfect game like that at home, or not at home, on the road, what else are you going to do? And I know I said the Chiefs were at home, but no, Green Bay was at home. But yeah, back-to-back primetime losses for Patrick Mahomes. He lost at home to Philly.
Basically, very rare for the Chiefs to lose 2 in a row.
Well, 2 primetime, they did beat the Raiders in the sandwich spot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That bodes well for their chances against the Bills.
Yeah. No, but basically it was just Jordan Love played a perfect game, and what else can you do when you're Patrick Mahomes and you have a struggling offense?
The NFC is so weird because the Rams and Packers, they both look like playoff teams now. The Packers are coming on late, and I even wanted to play the Packers, and I talked myself into playing the Chiefs, and that was a mistake because
this was the mistake. This was my best bet. This was my favorite of the week. Chiefs -6. They've won how many straight in a row against the NFC? They've covered how many in a row? Finally lost one.
Yeah, you really talked me into that one. I actually would have. I was thinking about going with the Packers. I had a bad feeling with that number. That hurt. That one hurt. Well, this next one hurt even more just because of how stupid it was. But
yeah, this was not the smartest handicap we made.
Man, the Chiefs are struggling, man. They're struggling.
Matt Nagy should be fired after this year. He really should, as OC. He's not good. Cincinnati, they went to Jacksonville. by the way, I need to make a public apology because that whole handicap, I just refused to learn the backup quarterback's name for Cincinnati. Didn't even acknowledge him. My apologies to Jake Browning. From now on, not only will I remember your name, I will treat it with the respect that it deserves. He is clearly a better NFL backup than 70% of the league. You, sir, should have been worth the play with the points. Did I pull a big bucks and bet the other team minus points because I got a better number? No. I was responsible this week. I did not do a big buck special, but what I will say is there was a time the Bengals were a 5-1 underdog as a live bet, and I almost hit it. And it probably would have paid off in overtime. And sometimes you have this is the kind of game you just watch how it goes. And if you just get the right number, you just essentially guaranteed yourself a lock, because there was a point where I think the Bengals were still plus 5.5, only down a touchdown while they were driving. I think plus 7.5 too at some points. And you could have just locked it in. And the minute it went to overtime, you just knew you banked money.
I'm shocked because I thought, especially after that fake reverse bullshit interception, I thought, well, it was a good story. No,
yeah.
Because Jacksonville's defense, I mean, putting aside sort of what happened with Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville's defense, yikes. They still haven't gotten a stop. I mean, that was brutal.
That was ugly.
The Shark podcast, they were talking about it, that the Jaguars have been really good on the road, but haven't been as good at home. And they lose a primetime home game.
Monday night too, and you lost your starting quarterback, CJ Beathard, in at quarterback.
And now, I mean, you look at the Jags, it's getting to be danger time for them, because I don't know how long Lawrence is going to be out. But all the teams in your division keep winning. And, I mean, you got to go to Cleveland, not a place that's easy to win. I mean, you wonder, could the Jaguars be in a little bit of trouble here?
Yeah, you got to start wondering if the Jaguars are a potential to becoming a wild card team again, because if you lose your start, you not only lost him, Christian Kirk went out as well first quarter.
Yeah, that was big
first first drive, I think he went out too. So, you know what? I'm literally talking myself into this, but I got to do it. It's time.
Colts plus 470.
Yeah, I think I got to do it. Or is there a dual forecast yet? There's not. That's okay.
Well, who are you worried about in the division? Houston?
Houston.
I
could get the Colts. Oh, I could get the Colts plus 550 on ESPN Bet.
Really? Oh boy.
Well, let me see. I haven't looked at the Houston Texans schedule yet, so let me do that real quick.
Oh my God, this is okay. There might
Bro, Houston plays the Titans twice, Cleveland and then the Colts. Final game.
Damn. Jacksonville, their next two are hard. At Cleveland, home against the Ravens. But then at Tampa, home against the Panthers, at Tennessee.
You know what? I'm doing it.
What is Houston?
What's Houston's schedule?
What's Houston's odds? Plus 300?
Currently on ESPN Bet, 325.
Yeah.
God, do I do 2 units? I mean, that's a hedge. Fuck it. I'm doing 2 units. I'm doing it. It's done.
That's not the worst bet in the world. But yeah, I mean, that one, What can you say? Jake Browning played the game of his life, and the Jaguars still haven't gotten a defensive stop. So good. Good
And
for
what
the
are they going to
Bengals
do?
keeping their season alive. I mean, I
Well,
don't
and
think the
next week they
Bengals are
have.
going anywhere, but
I mean, the only concern I have now is that now they're going on the road to Cleveland, but now it's DTR. It's not Joe Flacco. So, is CJ Beathard going to suck out a win there?
oh, is DTR back?
Yeah. Joe Flacco's
Oh,
back on the practice squad.
I want no part of Cleveland now. I'm glad you said that. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Zero. I want zero to do with DTR. I'd rather have Flacco on it, but yeah,
I
that sucks.
can't believe I say I'm agreeing with you, but I 100% agree with you. That is like a
Bro,
Cleveland.
250 yards. It might take DTR 4 games to pass for that. So
Is it wrong to say that Joe Flacco had the best Cleveland Browns quarterback performance all year?
since Baker Mayfield, let that sink in.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Not as disgusting as that Monday night game, though. That was like Jacksonville just completely laid a fucking egg. There was just Trevor Lawrence just had no excuse for fucking. Then again, though, like I feel like he did everything he could. Like that's a game where, like, even where he succeeded, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, how did the defense give up 31 to a backup quarterback?
Well, did they give it up to a backup or did they give it up to Joe Mixon? Did they give it up to Jamar Chase? Did they give it up to, well, not T. Higgins, but
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I could see he gets a big throw here and there, bro. It looked like every time Cincinnati got the ball, they were right back to the red zone. I mean, you're watching the game, and it's like, holy shit! Like Cincinnati just went up and down the field. I mean, it was crazy.
and now they're essentially a pick'em against the Colts next week at home.
Yeah, well,
Is that like? I got a lot of feelings.
that
on
could
that
be.
one.
Like I said, I'm going to have my bye week from the picks video because.
Oh, that's right. You never made that announcement yet, but
yeah, I will have a
tell the
bye week
people.
I will have a bye week from the picks video this week. Just a lot going on that I need to do before the end of the week. Things I got to try and take care of. I will try and post.
Mr. Money Mansmann Esquire has some clients and some personnel that he needs to attend to in these holiday hours. So you are getting a week 14 Big Buck special this week for the distinguished DeGents.
EBS Big Buck Solo. Yeah, I will try and put out like a short video with like my best bet picks like over the weekend. But yeah, no picks video for me, sadly. Got some things to take care of. But Big Bucks, I'm sure, will have some big winners for you. So
I can only hope. I'm trying a new method this time around. So what I did was I went through all the look aheads and I picked everything just from scratch at the look aheads just to see what I liked. And what I'm doing is going to each game and I'm convincing myself that was the right pick. And that way, like, I don't doubt the gut play because a lot of last week was gut plays and then I just reverse course.
Yeah, so this week there a couple times too. Yeah.
So this week it's let me see the gut play. Okay, can I defend the gut play? If I can defend it, it's staying. If I can't, it goes.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea. I'm definitely going with a gut play in this game. So I do have the handicap.
As am I. But Money Mansmann, any final thoughts? Any final words before we move to the Week 14 Thursday night football special?
No, let's get to Thursday night.
All right, Thursday night football, Week 14. It's the game of the century, folks. The worst game of all fucking time. We have the 2-9 New England Patriots, or is it 2-10? 2-11. The New England Patriots, they're currently on FanDuel. I have it listed plus 235. It hasn't changed. 235 road underdogs. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a minus 290 home favorite. Over-under is at 30.5. The spread still sits at 6 points. It has not moved since the look ahead. One of the few games that hasn't done it yet.
Just let that sink in. In NFL football, over-under 30.5. There were Bills games back in the day where the Bills over-under was at 31.5. Game total, NFL, 30.5. Wow.
That is just...
Wow.
I don't know what to make of that other than... Like, other than... Are we really getting two bad teams? Yeah, we are, folks. This is not good. This is not... We're reverting back to the typical Thursday Night Football shit show that we get this time of year. I have zero interest in putting any bets whatsoever in this game. And I know I say that generally every week. And 90% of the time, I still end up making a bet on it. Not this week. This week, I have $0. Zero interest. I honestly might go take my wife out on a fucking date. Too bad she's working, so I'll probably have to watch this shit anyways. I may go out and go do something else. I may just work overtime, so I can avoid this mess. That's how bad this is, and how I'm not looking forward to watching this shit.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go first. The handicap is simple. The Patriots are an auto fade team in my books, and as much as I wanted to fade both these teams, I wanted to fade the shit out of them. We really can only fade one here, and do I want to take Pitt? I don't want to take Pittsburgh -6. I didn't want to take them -5.5 last week, so why would I take them -6 this week? I can't. I mean, Patriots covered 6. They pushed it 6 last week. And
it's a much better offense. I mean, even as bad as the Chargers have been.
It's the weird thing for me is I think there is cause for relief in the fact that you're getting a Mitch Trubisky rather than a Kenny Pickett, because we have no clue who is starting at quarterback next week for the Patriots. And that is a big, big problem in my books with catching 6. But
who cares? They both suck. Yeah. They all suck. Bill Belichick is a quarterback.
I mean, you look at both these teams, the Steelers still have a winning record. They have playoff hopes left in their foresight. The Patriots have lost and failed to cover 5 straight. It's just an auto fade team. It doesn't matter. Even in a good spot, it doesn't matter.
I mean, you want to do this? Tease this game up to 12, seriously.
No. Just go Steelers money line.
I don't know, man.
Don't get cute. Just take the Steelers. You're getting better value, Steelers money line.
I would tease this up to 12 because I don't. The over-unders at 30.5. I mean,
are you going to parlay it with something?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's games over the week that you could go and do a 6-point teaser with. I mean, look, you're right. I have no real desire to bet this game either. But how could you not take the Patriots with the points just because, the Patriots' defense is good and Pittsburgh can't score? So, I mean, this could be 3-0. Honestly, this could be 3-0. The Chargers scored 6. I think the Chargers' offense is infinitely better than Pittsburgh. So it's this could be 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, the Patriots are just a new level of suck. They've lost and failed to cover 4 straight on the road.
Yeah, they're
1-3 on Thursday. 1-3 straight up in ATS on Thursday Night Football since 2020. And Mitch Trubisky, he's 2-2 on Thursday Night Football. But this is the backup quarterback versus a Bailey Zappi Mac Jones. You're getting a Mitch Trubisky who has experience. He's been on the team long enough to know. He was the fucking starter at first, if you fucking remember. And I know people are worried about Mitch Trubisky as a 6-point favorite. I just don't see it that way. I see this as a who's more experienced, who's more ready to go versus, fucking Bill Belichick. And this could be honestly a 7-0 game. This could be 6-0. I could see that happening again. Pittsburgh's actually won 3 straight at home on Thursday Night Football under Mike Tomlin. He's 5-1 straight up on Thursdays since 2010. It's unfortunately just a spot. for me, it's actually like Pittsburgh or nothing. I hate laying the 6. I don't want to do it. That's why I'm saying, like, if you're gonna bet this, just take the Steelers money line and have yourself a day.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's probably why I'm not really going to play it, because my inclination would be to bet New England. But, like, let's say it's Mac Jones. Betting Mac Jones as an underdog, I mean, we've been through those numbers. And especially as bad as the Patriots are, like, do I really want to do that? Especially since it seems like it's been a million years since I've bet a favorite that is covered. I think on the favorites or the underdogs I've bet who have covered, I think I'm like 2 for my last like 15 at this point. So
yeah,
I don't know. For me, it's New England or nothing. Really, New England under. Like, as crazy as it is, under.
Oh yeah,
nobody could score.
Under
you can't score.
No, I can't imagine there being a lot of scoring here. Like, truth be told, and if you think about it, like, if this is like a Pittsburgh game managed game and Trubisky does do something, like 17-3 covers this, 20-7 covers this,
I can't imagine Pittsburgh
23-7 covers it.
I think you're looking at 13-0 covers.
Yeah, I mean
10-0, 10-3. Like, I can't honestly see Pittsburgh getting more than 13.
I might try this. I've been looking at these lines for a while. I might try the DK squares and do like a 6-3, 6-0, 7-0, and just bet like some of them just to see if something fucking sticks, because this just seems like a game you're going to get like the bare bones basics out of these offenses, and the defenses are going to be what shines.
You know what I would be looking for? Pittsburgh under team total. Because if you think about it, them is the favorite. If the line is 30.5, like 30.5 line.
And New England's defense has been pretty stellar lately.
I mean, what's Pittsburgh's over-under going to be, like 20?
I'll pull it up, but I just want to prove a point with the Patriots real quick. Like, they held fucking Brandon Staley and Justin Herbert to 6. They held fucking the Indianapolis Colts, like the highest scoring fucking offense, to 10. Albeit it was like a Europe game. It was a Germany game, but hold them to 10? Like, that's unfucking heard of. They held the Giants to 10. They held the Chargers to 6. Commanders to 20. Colts to 10. Like, that was just the last 4 games. I mean, yeah, I gotta see this. You might be onto something here.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, it's
Steelers under 18.5.
Okay, I'm betting that immediately. That's my bet for this game.
Steelers 8. I'll tell you. I'll tell you on that. I can't hate on that.
Yeah, I'm 100% betting.
Big underplay for me. Ironically enough, though, here's what I will play though. And only the number, it hasn't come out yet. Damn it. Oh, that's disappointing. I want to see what they do, but if Ezekiel Elliott, if it's under 40, play Ezekiel Elliott over rushing yards. Because I could just see this New England team feeding him the ball, just trying to get something going. I could just see him getting in a feed Zeke. This is a feed Zeke game. God, 18.5, that does seem. And especially with fucking Mitch Trubisky, too. Like,
it essentially is going to take 20 to beat you. Like, yeah, I think that's a big.
Oh, you know what? How about this? What do you think is better? Steelers by 1-13 or Steelers plus 14? You can get Steelers 1-13 minus 105.
I mean, I think if you think the Steelers are going to win, you don't expect them to win by more than that.
I think those are the plays. I think this is a margin game. You just take the Steelers between 1-5, 1-10, call it a day. Get your number like that. Don't play the money line. Play a margin if you're gonna do it. Just break up your units and play the margins. That's my. I don't know how else you really play this game. God damn it! You know what? I said I wasn't gonna bet this game. I said I wasn't gonna do it.
That's why we are the distinguished DeGents, folks.
No, I'm cashing out. I'm cashing these back out. I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah, you are. Just leave them in. If they hit, you're going to be really mad now.
Are you fucking kidding? God damn it.
Well,
71 no interest in this goddamn game.
I swear to God, Pittsburgh runs the opening kickoff for a touchdown. I would be so pissed. They might still not score the rest of the game, though.
That's true. All right, I got nothing else left. We're at an hour and a half. Money Mansmann, I know you're not coming. You're not joining us next week, so leave us off with some final words and any departing.
I won't be on the pick video. Like I said, I'm gonna try and put something very short together over the weekend. Obviously, we're gonna get together. I'm still gonna have my bets. It's just gonna take me longer to handicap than usual, so that's why it's a bye week for me this week. But enjoy your solo video. I'm sure it'll be great.
I'll do my best. To the DeGents, I'll have my best picks out, so be sure to fade all of those because I've been terrible on my best picks, so be sure to fade them when I eventually put them out over the weekend. But yeah, man. And other than that, I'll be seeing you this weekend, so that'll be fun. I'll see you this weekend, bud, for week 14. We did definitely do the recap. Our Thursday night pick. I'm going with the Steelers. Money Mansmann's bold Patriots +6.
My new play now: Steelers under 18.5 team total. That's my play. There you go.
I can appreciate that. All right, I'm Steve Big Bucks Beta.
Money Mansmann signing off.
We're signing off. Have a good night, DeGents, and as we always say, go make that motherfucking
money. Or if it's me, drink a lot of Blaze. Good night.
We will have that video out, guys. See you later.